here, and I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks. And today in this video we are making some vegetables. Now we are making a crochet along blanket themed Windermere, which is all about Peter Rabbit and his friends. And here today I am making, the favorite food of Peter Rabbit. So some carrots, some radishes, some lettuce. So in today's video we're going to be making the carrot. So to make our vegetables we will have to choose some colors that will go, of course, with the colors of the vegetables. So here we have some pumpkin or spice, and then the green is the spring meadow or the meadow. So search your stash, see what you have, and let's get started. You will also need some stuffing. Now this is the toy stuffing, but you could also use, and I did that for the radishes, some yarn ends. Just if you have them lying around, why not just stuff your vegetables with them? And of course you're going to need scissors and a darning needle and the hook that you usually use for DK thickness. So I use a 3.5. The hook size that you normally should use for DK is a 4, but for my tension I use a 3.5. Now this little end here is going to be our little root, so we're going to make sure we leave that hanging out. Then we make our slip knot, insert the hook and pull it closed, and now we're going to do 2 chains, so 1 and 2. Now this first one is going to be the circle that we're going to be working in, so we're just going to go in there and open it up a tiny bit. There we go, so you can see that that's the one that we're working in. And then here, this chain here is going to be the turning chain, sort of to make the height. Then we go into the circle, pull up our loop, yarn over and pull through the 2 loops on our hook. So we're going to make a single crochet, and in fact we're going to do 3 of them. So that's my 3rd one here. And now we're going to go back to the first one that we did. So count back your V's, 1, 2 and 3. So go under this V here, and we're going to close our round with our little slip stitch there. So now we have 4 V's to be working with, but also we're working sort of on the inside. We need to be working on the outside, and our little root has to go on this side. So what I tended to do was just fiddle about a little bit, finding the end here. There we go. Voila. So you pull out the root to this side, and now we have turned our work inside out, so to speak. So now we'll be working on the outside, going around our work. So now you're going to be finding your V's, and first of all you're going to chain 1. This is your turning chain to make the height. We won't keep on making these, but just for those first few rounds it makes it a little bit easier. Then we're now going to do increases. So we're going to do a round where we do 2 single crochets in each V. So just try and find, there we go, there's a V there. I'm going to place 2 single crochets in there. We need to make our carrot a little bit wider, so we're going to do some increasing. There we go, that was the 2nd V that I found. Here there's another one, and I'm going to place 2 single crochets in there. And then I think I have already used 3 stitches. So here I can see a V. I'm going to go in there, place 2 single crochets, and then I'm going to close my round. Oops. There we go. So I'm going to skip this V here because that was my turning one, go under here and just close the round. Just pull the root a little bit so you are shaping your crochet straight away. There we go. See? And now we're going to do a chain up And now this round we're going to do increases, 2 single crochet in the next stitch, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 1 single crochet. And that's sort of the usual increase that we do. So 2 in the first one, then 1 in the next one, 2 in the next one. And to be honest, you're going to do little increases until you think your carrot is wide enough, until it has the width that you want. And I kind of sort of put my finger in, making it sort of that wide. So as you can see, I haven't gone round the whole of my carrot just yet, but I don't want to increase anymore because I don't want it to become too thick too quickly. So I'm just going to do 1 single crochet in the remainder of my stitches. And now I am at the end of my round. This is my turning chain here, but I'm just going to start doing spirals now. So I'm just going to go into the next stitch here and I'm doing a single crochet. And I keep going like that. And now I am just doing single crochets. And I'm going to keep doing that until I think my carrot is long enough, because I am quite liking this width. That's fine. So I sort of put my finger in, my pinky, and that's fine. Okay. And now I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to keep doing 1 single crochet in each V. And as we have eliminated the end of the round with our slip stitch and then chain up and then do the first stitch, we are now working in spiral, so there is no end to our round anymore. You're just going to have to gauge it basically, but I'm quite happy with the width. So all you need to do now is keep on doing this, sort of making sure each time you move your little carrot around so that the next V comes in front of you and you can use it for your next single crochet. And while it might be a little bit of a fiddly start, look, we've already got a thimble. Look at that. See? And I think that's looking good. Voila. So now we're going to keep going. And of course you can make your carrots as long or as short as you want. Now, if you feel that you want to add another stitch, you can by just doing a second stitch in that same stitch. So I've just done 2 single crochets in this one here, and that will give your carrot a little bit more width, because of course carrots have all sizes, all shapes. You know, you could even make a wonky carrot. But yeah, and that way it'll get a little bit easier, because of course it's dangerous to just stick into here and then you might end up there as well. So that's why I keep on pinching this side down a bit, this side advancing, and that way I know I'm only going into the stitch on this side and not also on the other side. See, it's growing, it's getting longer, and yeah, it's getting, you know, sort of carrot shaped, I would say. So yeah, let's keep going. This is a great little project, certainly. You know, if you have children or grandchildren who have a little shop. I always had a shop when I was younger, well, when I was a child, and you know, you have those plastic carrots and plastic vegetables, and you know, back then it was fine, obviously. But you know, think about it, you could make them a whole vegetable stall in crochet. But yeah, there we go. And these carrots really are not difficult at all. And yes, we are doing single crochets because I think they give the best effect. It does take a little while for it to grow, but again, we're not doing you know, the ends of the rounds, we're just spiraling up, and I think it's great. There we go, look at that. Nearly a finger for a glove. I guess that's how you make those. Oh my goodness, let's make carrot gloves. So this week we will be making carrots, next week we will make radishes, and the week after we will be making lettuce. And I'm doing an increase here again. I mean, there's no proper science for this, obviously. I didn't want to sort of, you know, make a pattern that said so many rounds, so many this, because it's all up to you. You can make your carrots as fat or as thin as you want. You can make them as long as you want, just as long as you get started here, get your root out, and then be working on the outside. And then look, you know, so yeah, we are increasing slightly, and that's great. That's a good carrot. Peter is going to love that. Oh, it's all good fun, isn't it? And these are the kinds of things that are easy to make, quick to make. You don't need much to take with you. You could do this in the car, on the train, on a plane. I made them on the way to Dartmouth in the train. I mean, I had great fun making these. And the main thing is here, I love, how should I say it? You've got yarn, you've got a thread. you've got a hook, and all of a sudden you have a carrot. You're making this, you're shaping this with your own hands, and all of a sudden it's something recognizable, and that is so nice. Okay, so now before we get too far, we're going to put some stuffing in, because otherwise you can't get down there. Now, in the beginning I put far too much stuffing in, so you must make sure that the stuffing you put in doesn't open up the stitches. So you don't want it to expand, look like this. You don't want that to happen, okay? You want it to be stuffed but not expand. So there we go. Look at that. That's fine. Okay. Now, let me just see. There we go. So that's just about the same measurement. Let me just show you. Yes, so a good 10 centimeters. That's all you need, 4 inches in length. That's a perfectly good carrot. So now that we have decided that our carrot is long enough, we're going to start reducing. So get going again on your stitches, and we're going to do 2 single crochets together. So you insert into the first stitch, you pull up a loop, you insert into the next stitch and you pull up a loop. Now you finish your stitch. And you're going to do that every other. So I'm doing a normal one now. So now I'm doing my 2 single crochets together. And a normal one and one together. Voila. Now I haven't gone all the way around, but I am reducing quite considerably, and I want to introduce the other colour. So let's cut this one off. Get your spring meadow. So let's keep going with this one first. So we insert into the next one. We pull up a loop. We're now going to put this end inside the carrot, because there's no need to start sewing that in. This end inside the carrot. And we're going to pull through with the spring meadow. There we go. And we've changed colour. Now, of course, I am laughing a bit here and I am pushing them in, but make sure they are well down there. Okay, voila. And now we continue with doing our single crochets and our 2 single crochets together in the spring meadow, because we need to bring our top of our carrot together. We need to reduce the stitches. Now there's the end coming out, but we need to also go into the greenery of the carrot. So here we are, and that end is back again. There we go. Voila. And here, yeah, I've got, that's fine, just do a normal single crochet. So then here we have the next 2 V's. So pull up a loop, twist your carrot, pull up a loop, but do we have enough stuffing at the top there? We might not have enough stuffing, so let's put some stuffing in before we start properly closing up our carrot there. So get a tiny bit of stuffing and put it in. Sometimes I just use the back of my hook to get it in. There we go. See, that's a little bit better. That's filled up that top part a bit as well. There we go. So now we can continue and close up. So pull it all tight a little bit, and I'm going to go for the next one as well. So I'm doing a single crochet together here. There we go. Okay, and then here I'm going to go into the next V, and then here I might just skip this one and go across under the next V, and I'm just going to do a slip stitch, because yes, we need to close it up at one point, and this was a good opportunity. There we go, we now have a really pointed end there. And now this is how I've been making the greenery on top of the carrot. So we're just going to do some chaining. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I'm going to go back down into here and just do a slip stitch. There we go. And that has now made a little loop. Now you don't need to make this little loop if you don't want to, but for me this will allow me to hang up the carrot where I want it. And now we're going to make the greenery. So once again I'm going to be doing some chains, about 10. There we go, I haven't counted. And then you pull up a really long loop. You're then going to cut off at the level of the loop there. Cut the loop open, and you're going to make a knot in the location where the chains end and the strands start. There we go. So you now have a little loop on your carrot if you wanted to hang it somewhere, and you have some greenery as well. And make sure you cut off your root a little bit so it's not too long. I cut off, there we go, a little bit there. Voila. Now, if you want to make a parsnip, you're going to keep your start here really tight. So instead of increasing in the second round, we won't increase very much at all until we get sort of, 3 or 4 rounds up. Then we increase, but then we increase a lot because that's the shape that parsnips have, obviously. Then once you've increased quite a bit here, you're then going to do steady rounds of no increases and then lots of decreases to then incorporate the top. So that's a little bit of a different shape in comparison to a carrot, but it is made the same way, just you need to place your increases and decreases in different ratios in different places. So there we have it, we have made our carrot. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you will come back in the next few weeks to make the other vegetables as well. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!